I'm Mike.
And I'm Adam.
And this is Stuff and Waffle. Two friends talking about stuff, and often as not, waffling with frequent reference to Bond cars.
More news from JLR this week.
Oh, not again.
Yeah, there's more of it.
Oh, I've missed this entirely. Maybe.
Yeah, more stories that don't really tell us very much.
Go on then. They
have confirmed that they are spending £500 million on refitting the Halewood plant. The Halewood plant, of course, near Liverpool, for those not in the UK, which was a former Ford plant which came across the JLR when Ford sold it all. Ford Escort used to be made at Halewood and then later was refitted for Jaguar XK, and since then has done a number of things, but they've confirmed they're spending 500 million on refitting it for their transition to EV, but it will initially be used to produce a hybrid powertrain for a series of SUVs. They've reportedly spent 250 million already on a new EV production line, and another 250 million will be spent over the coming year. So
okay. I've got a couple of questions.
If I don't know the answer, I'll make it up.
Number one, where are they getting 500 million from?
Well, one imagines Tata.
All right.
I mean, where else can it come from?
Follow-up question. Why on earth would Tata outlay that sort of cash for this?
Yeah. It's a good question.
Seems insane.
Yeah. It does. I can't imagine where else the money is coming from. It hasn't. The piece I've got here doesn't say where it's coming from. Oh, a tasty little historical detail there. Apparently, the Halewood plant was originally built to produce the Ford Anglia. There you go.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah, there's a nice little bit of automotive history there.
Yeah,
1963, the plant opened, and it was producing Anglia. It doesn't say where the money is coming from, but I mean, it's got to be Tata, hasn't it? Why are they doing that? Well, I don't know.
Okay. I've got additional questions.
I'm sure.
What? Now, I'm making sure I'm not getting my stories muddled here. Wasn't there some sort of Canadian company?
Yes, there was Magna, which we originally discussed that they were in joint development with them on a pure electric drivetrain, which I believe was going to be called Panthera.
That sounds familiar. Yeah.
Was the name, because that's in the animal kingdom, that's the sort of parent animal of all the big cats, the genus, I think they call it.
Okay.
But that's where the name had come from. But yeah, they were supposedly developing this brand new ground up pure EV platform that all JLR products will be based on. We've heard nothing about that for some time now.
Okay. Right, that's good.
There's no mention of that in this announcement either. In fact, they haven't committed to any firm dates in this announcement at all. Other than either a hybrid or pure electric version of the Range Rover Velar will kick off production in 2025.
Okay. So that's really good, because I wanted to get the facts straight on that. So this is very specifically JLR news, isn't it? Not just Jag news.
No, this is JLR as a whole. Yes.
That's fine. Yeah, because I was just my brain immediately jumped to Jag and then went, actually no, calm down, because you're saying hybrid, but the brand for Jag until this point, and we've heard no difference. They've said EV only.
Correct. Yeah, and there's nothing in here to contradict that.
Okay.
This is JLR as a whole.
Yeah.
And they're saying that the Halewood plant will produce hybrid and pure electric SUVs.
Great, because we need more of those. So that's really good.
That's really good. That How lazy is that?
I know. I mean, they might as well have just added black wheels to the press release and just be done with it.
Why can't we have interesting cars anymore? Why do we only have SUVs? I don't. I know we've talked about EV packaging is probably easier in an EV, but I don't understand why. I really don't understand why we're going down this route.
Well, you're not going to get any arguments from me.
No, well, I know I'm preaching to the wrong person,
Yeah.
but dear.
It's a sad state.
Yeah. Anyway, any more details here? It's delivering high voltage training to over 1,600 employees. Creating a body shop.
That sounds dodgy, doesn't it? High voltage training.
Yeah, it does a bit. Yes. Yeah.
That sounds like some crocodile clips to the ball bag there, doesn't it?
It's what goes on at Halewood stays at Halewood. I would suggest.
Yeah.
Yes. It has plans as part of this 500 million investment. There's a lot of staff training. There's going to be a body shop, a paint shop. Plans to install 18,000 solar panels on the property, as they want the plant to be completely carbon net zero. Sorry, get my teeth in. So yeah, that's part of the investment is in the building itself. Not just the production lines, but they want it to be not only producing hybrid and electric, but to be doing so by completely renewable energy. So, yeah, we will see. They have, as I say, they've listed Range Rover Velar, Land Rover Discovery Sport is another vehicle that will be produced there in a hybrid form. It says SUVs specifically. It will produce hybrid and electric SUVs. Nothing about anything useful.
No,
No,
nothing that we want on this podcast.
No saloon cars or sports cars or anything nice. No.
Goodness sake!
I'd bring back Ford Anglia, I say.
Oh, for Christ's sake! I mean, yes, it's JLR news, and yes, we seem to have made ourselves the podcast to go to for such things, but for goodness sake.
The problem is that most of the news is not very exciting.
It's not very exciting, and they're probably doing it is because everyone and their mum seems to have quite a wedge of cash to be dropping on the Land Rover products.
It does, yes, it does seem to be, doesn't it? They are selling faster than they can make them, which is odd.
Yeah, really odd.
Yeah.
I don't understand it myself. I don't.
What was that average spend of a Range Rover that you were given a little while ago? It was a stupid figure, wasn't it? 180 grand.
180 grand, I think, was the gist for
average, which means some people are spending more than that.
Yeah, I'm sure that was it. For the full-size Range Rover, the average one coming off the end of the production line was 180 grand.
180? How?
All right. Allow me. So curiosity is about to get the better of me there. So say, for example, you were one of those customers and you said, I would like to spec myself a £180,000 Land Rover.
Okay.
Or Range Rover, sorry.
Range Rover, yeah. I'll try and imagine myself doing that.
Yeah, it's an unlikely scenario.
It is.
Unless we're going classic, obviously.
Absolutely. Oh, that would be something really quite special.
Oh, yeah. So, I mean, we got to be talking, for one of those, we're got to be thinking it's going to be petrol, isn't it? Petrol V8.
Yeah, well, they don't make an electric yet, so yeah, it's going to, yes, it'd be a petrol V8, yeah, definitely. Probably supercharged.
Yeah, I would have thought so. So I've gone to Auto Trader.
Okay, we like Auto Trader. We spend a lot of time with Auto Trader.
Like's a strong word when I'm in the gutter where I am now. Wow. So as an absolute minimum, you basically, I'm looking at less than 1 year old Range Rovers.
Yeah. Okay.
In the meaty specs here.
Mm-hmm.
Big engines. And do you know what as well? I'm looking at the picture of these and going, this is meant to be a capable off-roader as well. Not that I'll ever go off-road.
Yes, apparently so. Yes. Yeah. Trim-wise, you'll be wanting an autobiography or a Westminster, I believe.
Oh, yeah. I'm right there.
Yeah.
But what I'm seeing is cars that are less than 6 months old that have lost nearly 50 grand.
Yeah. That's going to sting a bit, isn't it?
But do they care?
No, probably not. Most of them would be financed anyway.
Yeah, that's a good way to spend your money, isn't it?
No, but people do. That's how people buy cars these days. Nobody walks into a showroom with actual money. You get really confused looks when you do.
Yeah. No one's going to buy. I say no one. There's plenty of idiots out there who go into a car showroom and go, "I'd like a new car with actual money, please." You're like, you what?
Yeah, the dealer won't want to know because they make their money on the finance deal, not on the car.
Dearie me.
Yes.
Oh, here's a bargain. I've started skimming through. What
have you found?
What on earth? I mean, I'm not the biggest fan of the modern Range Rover in terms of its visual. I mean, if we base it purely on visuals, I think it's probably a little too much. I think it just doesn't work. And the stance of it is really odd. It seems massive but low. You're like, hang on, how have you done that?
That's just an air suspension failure, isn't it?
But here we've found a car advertised from Overfinch, London.
Oh,
and
said Overfinch, yeah.
Yeah, and they've styled it. They've made it, let's face it. Actually, the new Range Rover is boring to look at, I would say.
Very, yeah.
So there's
no details on it.
No, and I will say Overfinch have added details. Unfortunately,
they do that. Yeah.
Unfortunately, they look like they've been on eBay to get the details.
Oh dear. Okay.
And yet, the price tag for this beast of a vehicle is, well, let's call it a tenner short of £340,000.
What?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. But you made a very good point. You said people walking into that showroom, they're not buying that outright, they're financing it.
Yeah.
Would you like to hazard a guess at what the quickly calculated monthly cost on PCP is for that car?
Oh my word! On 340,000.
That's right.
Oh, so it'd be a bit less than that because you have to put down a deposit, wouldn't you? So.
Yeah. You've got to put your 10% deposit down. So you call it 34 grand.
34 grand down. 5,000 mile a year limit, I expect.
Don't know if it goes into the utter specifics, but yes, there will be a limit. I'll grant you.
What are you going to be paying for? I mean, the interest rate's going to be horrible, isn't it?
I don't know if I've got one to hand. Oh, I do. And it is 10.9%.
There you go. Right. Okay. So. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So that's your whatever deposit you put down there, basically just adding to the to the total again. So your deposit's gone before you even before you even sign the paperwork.
That's right.
How over 4 years?
Yes.
Okay. I'm just doing a quick totting up here.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Hey.
What number did you get to?
We're over £7,000 a month.
Ooh, good math, sir.
Oh my God.
It's bad, isn't it?
Yeah. You could buy a really nice L322 Range Rover and crash it and have it completely written off once a month. And buy another one, and it would still be cheaper.
Oh yeah. Yeah, because for the dear listeners, I don't know what your number came out at, but the one quoted on the website is £7,813 and some pence a month.
That's more. I came out at 7,100. So yeah, but that was very rough. So they've
as rough goes, you're awfully close. But yeah,
you could get a really nice L322 for that money now.
But what's really,
and as I say, every month you could buy one, and it would be cheap.
It doesn't matter. Yeah, if the L322 breaks, like you say, just I'll have one in a different colour this month.
Yeah, get rid of that one. I'll have another one. Yeah.
Yeah. So, and if perchance one lasts over a month, your quid's in.
Yeah, I was going to say, you said if it breaks.
Yeah, I mean it will. It's just it might last longer than a month.
It might last longer than a month if you're lucky. If you get a good one, as I say, and that money will get you a good one.
Yeah, you'll be all right.
You get a nice one for that. Yeah.
Oh, that's insane, isn't it? And then you've got the joy.
It is insane.
Then you've got the joy of going, well, they're one of the most stolen cars in the world at the moment.
They
so
are.
Good luck insuring that.
Oh my word. I mean, you have picked an extreme example of the mark there.
I have, but there's going to be knobheads driving around in those. I'm going to be honest with you.
Yeah, and there'll be somebody who will finance it, because the sort of person that would do that won't have any money. They'll have a really good income, but there'll be no money in their bank account because they'll be spaffing it all every month.
Oh God, yeah.
There'll be nothing. They're not the sort of person that saves.
No.
that whatever it is, £10,000 a month, whatever it is they're earning, that's gone every month.
Yeah. It's
because they've probably got a flat in London. I mean, that'll take care of 3/4 of it anyway. To be fair,
it's insane. Oh dear,
it is insane. But there are people who live like that, unfortunately.
Like
my word.
Like you say though, if they are in London, you've got to factor in your ULEZ as well.
Oh, factor in your ULEZ, yeah. Oh no, because if it's a big V8, it's ULEZ compliant.
Is it? Is that how that works now?
Yep.
Okay, hang on.
I've looked into this. Yeah. I bet you the petrol V8 is ULEZ compliant. The diesel won't be. I bet the supercharged V8 is ULEZ compliant.
Cars that normally meet the following emission ratings avoid an automatic charge. Wow. So for petrol, they're saying clean air zones and ULEZ are Euro 4 or higher.
Mm-hmm.
And this is Euro 6. A 4.4 litre supercharged V8 is ULEZ compliant.
I've looked into this because I've looked at some V8 cars, as you know, S-Type Rs and XJRs and the like, and they are all ULEZ compliant.
And
all of them.
I mean, I tell you what though, if what is insane is there'll be loads of those burbling around central London.
Yeah.
And if I still had the Volvo and or actually your Jag or anything like that,
my sport brake. Yeah, that's not compliant.
If I wanted to pick someone up from Heathrow Airport, it's 15 quid just to get near the place because of ULEZ.
Yep.
Then to drive into Heathrow to pick them up is, last time I was there, was 5 quid per half an hour. What's even better is if you want to drop someone off at the airport, to stop in the drop-off zone, whether you've put the handbrake on for 10 seconds or a minute, 5.
Yeah. 5.
That'll have gone up because I haven't done that in a couple of years.
Yes, it will. That will have gone up. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And you don't have long to pay it either. Otherwise, it goes up.
You trundle up there in your supercharged V8, no bother.
So,
I knew that was the case because I've looked into it for some of the V8 Jags that I continue to look at.
Some may say a broken system.
Some may say that you can waft up there in your 5-litre supercharged V8, but me in my 3-litre twin turbo V6 diesel has got to pay, and that seems a little skewed, if I may be so bold.
You may be so bold. Something I didn't mention last week actually. I think it was last year where I mentioned another London trip. Where I had all the train debacle last time, where there was congestion. Yeah, all right.
On the train.
The train.
That's going well.
And we used a taxi and managed to get an old knackered one. This time.
Oh really? Oh, a diesel.
Yeah. That was last year. This time we used a couple of taxis. Finally got to go in new electric ones.
Oh, fantastic. Right. Your capsule review, please, sir.
I mean, absolutely fine. Does a job nicely. What I would say is my review of the taxi drivers.
That's okay. That's a different thing.
They haven't got how to drive them yet, I don't think.
No, probably not. No, well, they're used to their crap old diesel versions, aren't they?
So what we've essentially got is you hail a taxi, you get in a nice electric one, and then you spend, what for me was both trips were around 15-20 minutes. You spend that duration getting whiplash.
Oh, I say. Because they're all used having to plant their foot on the floor to get the crap old diesel ones to do anything.
Yeah, but now they
do that in an electric, and suddenly you're at warp speed.
Yeah, and they quite like warp speed because they're going for gaps they wouldn't normally do, and then when they do, it's certainly not one pedal driving because they're slamming on the brakes because they've gone for a gap that was too small. So you spend your journey across London going, God, I wish I had stronger neck muscles. I need the neck muscles of a Formula One driver at this point.
You get out looking like a giraffe.
God, it was horrible.
They haven't given them any training on how to drive the electric cabs.
I just think they're driving with the same anger, and I get that. Don't get me wrong, because you've got to seize when you drive in central London.
There's no other way to drive in London.
It
has to be angry.
I've only driven central London once, like proper central London, where you're taking in. I drove around Piccadilly.
Oh my word! That's what makes you survive that.
My goodness, but I mean, you have to go in there. You have to go in angry like everyone else.
You do have to go. I've only done it once. It was a long time ago. I drove in as far as Wembley, and you do. You have to attack the traffic.
Yeah, I did it in the Volvo.
Oh my word!
Yeah, ballsy, I know.
Yeah, well, yeah, but it's also, as I say, it's as we've discussed. There are perhaps in some advantages in going in a slightly tatty looking car,
It wasn't that tatty.
It does sort of show. It probably wasn't that tatty at the time. No, that came later.
Yeah,
it sort of shows people that. Well, I don't really care, so let's see how we get on.
Yeah, it's one of those things. Like, it was piss poor planning, and I had no other choice. And then as soon as I did, I went, I've made a terrible mistake.
It isn't. I would never do it. I certainly wouldn't do it now. It was a long time ago that I drove in London. I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't even consider it now.
No.
Just ludicrous. I wouldn't even think of it now.
No. Correct. Yes, you don't need that.
Back then, I think I was in one of my. It would have been one of my Ford Escorts. I forget which one.
One of yours. Because you had the beige one, didn't you, as well?
Yes. I don't think it was that one. I think it was the Mark 6.
Nice.
Yeah, overheated, which added to the experience.
Perfect.
Because I had to attack the traffic in brief little chunks and then pull over and let it all cool down and then go again.
What a lovely drive.
Till I made it out as far as the motorway, and then I could get some speed up, and then it all kept cool.
Get some air through it. Yeah, cool. Blimey.
In traffic, it was lots of very short, angry journeys.
It's bad, isn't it?
It was.
Oh dear.
Anyway, no, that was a long time ago, and I wouldn't do it now. I absolutely wouldn't do it now. Aside from ULEZ, I just wouldn't. Even if I had a car that wasn't going to cost a fortune to drive into London, I still wouldn't even think of it now.
No, I think in recent years, the closest I've got to central London is I've driven to Stratford.
Okay, yeah.
Which is still quite hectic.
Yeah, it will be. Yeah, but it's not central. No, certainly not.
No, but now I think I'd even get stung going that far in.
Yeah, well, it's expanding, isn't it, all the time? But
well, it's easy money, isn't it?
Yeah, well, quite. But yes, I knew that the supercharged V8 would be ULEZ compliant because I've looked into it. Stupid.
Right. Okay. Right. I found a game. Not for now, but for next week. What is the most ridiculous car that you'll? I get. That's it.
I think you've already found it, haven't you? That overfish.
No. What I'm trying to do is set a value limit on the car.
Oh, okay.
Because that 300 odd grand is daft.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what. Let's rein it in. What do you reckon? So, do you reckon next week come up with a list, or maybe just one, depending on the options, the most ridiculous car for 50 grand that you can drive into central London for free in terms of ULEZ?
Okay. 50 grand ULEZ compliant.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, it will be ridiculous. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Work on that.
Yeah. Oh God. Yeah, we're going to find something really stupid. Yeah, nice.
Yeah, I've got some thoughts on that already. Okay, cool.
You got some ideas, lovely.
Yeah.
So, I tell you what, I know we touched on it last week that, more than touched on it because we went into the whole second-hand weird market of it, or EVs in general, or premium EVs, should we say. But that Lotus Electra is a permanent fixture now.
Is it? So, okay. Has it replaced the car that we thought it?
Yes. It
has.
Yeah.
Okay.
I've seen it every day that I've commuted.
Right. So
today is the only day I haven't commuted this week, and all the other days I've seen it.
It has been there.
Yeah.
Well, the previous vehicle was always there as well. So it looks like a petrol vehicle has been chopped in for an electric there then.
An interesting choice of electric as well, let's be honest.
Should we say what the previous vehicle was? I guess we can. Can't we?
Yeah. That's fine.
Yeah.
It's just the location that we don't want to give away. But
we won't give away the location. But the previous occupant of the parking space was a Jaguar F-Pace, and now it is a Lotus Electra. Interesting.
And this is the second one I've seen. I've seen one very up close and personal at Bicester.
Yes. Okay. Yeah.
But obviously this is one in the wild. But it's a weird thing. It's a weird design. I'm still not.
It is a weird design. Definitely a weird design.
It's that thing. I'm trying to separate the SUV bit from the design to try and sort of appreciate the design language, but I can't appreciate it. It doesn't sit right.
I've tried to do that with the Ford Capri.
That don't work either.
I struggle with it. It's sort of
it's the name.
It is the name.
If you take the design language and remove the name, it stands a chance.
As an individual, as a standalone piece of design, I don't mind it. But the name.
Ooh, on the topic of Ford electric toss, I saw my first Explorer the other day.
Oh, did you? Oh,
yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thumbs down.
Yeah. Shit. Too. Yeah.
Oh dear. Okay.
Yeah, I was. In terms of must have been some sort of tourist type person because I was in Westford Ho at the time.
Oh well, that's where they are. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I haven't seen one yet at all.
Yeah,
anywhere.
First one I've seen. First one.
Yeah. Okay.
But yeah, really awkward to look at.
Is it? Yeah, I can imagine that. Yeah, I think the American version of it is better looking.
Yeah,
it's also twice the size,
which probably helps it because this one, it looks big, but it's not actually that big, and all the proportions are wrong.
Right. Okay.
It's really weird to explain. You look at it and go, "Oh, look at that! It's got such presence." And you go, "Oh no, it's not. It's got big features, but it's not actually that big."
No, it's not that much bigger than a Focus, is it? From what I gathered.
No,
it's
didn't.
Just been made to look like an SUV, but it kind of isn't.
No, it's more crossover than SUV.
Yeah, yeah. Since we don't make hatchbacks or estates anymore, we have to call them crossovers.
Yeah, which is, don't get me wrong, it's still TOS, but
yeah. Interesting. I've not seen one, so that's okay.
Oh, one person's bought one. There you go.
There's one sold, and one Electra.
Yeah. That's going so well, isn't it?
Well, there's so many manufacturers now backing away from EV. Fiat have halted production of the 500. And they're all backing off it now. It's difficult to know where we're going now.
Yeah,
really.
I don't know where we're going to end up, but
no,
don't know.
Chaos.
Don't know.
Absolute chaos at the moment.
Yes, it's all a bit
However,
broken, isn't it?
I saw something when I was out and about today.
Lovely. What did you see?
Now, this is not an SUV, nor is it electric. In fact, it very much wasn't electric. It was exhibiting signs of very much not being electric. I had the pleasure of being behind it for a short period, and it was a Triumph Acclaim.
Oh.
In hearing aid beige.
Perfect.
Now, we were going up a hill. Reasonably steep. I mean, I was in the Jag, and I had to accelerate to maintain my speed. So it was a reasonable slope there. And excuse me. And I've still got a bit of a linger.
It lingers.
I do apologise.
Chug a bit of wine, sort you right out.
Oh, that's a good idea. Yeah. So we were going up this hill, then, and quite a lot of smoke started to appear from the back of it, and then I could hear it, and We were doing about 45, about
Okay.
halfway up the hill, and I got the distinct impression that he was going flat out.
That's all she's got to give. Yeah.
That was all, nothing more. That was it.
In fairness, 45 is more than I was expecting.
Yeah, I think. Well, he had a bit of a run up. So,
Okay. Still, a lovely sight.
I mean, it was not in good shape, but yeah. I
Well,
mean,
no.
when did you last see one?
When did I last see one? At the Motor Museum.
Oh yes, indeed. Yes, I'd imagine the one there is in better nick.
Yeah, it's basically the last one off the line. Just go. This is the last
Okay.
Triumph.
Right. Oh, of course. Yes, of course. Well, this one was an earlier one than that then, because they obviously all were. But yeah, he was. Yeah, he was trying. He was trying, but yeah. I say I could hear it.
What a thing!
Yeah, he was really.
I remember a school friend of mine. Their parents had one.
It's quite an attractive thing, actually, for what it was.
And what's interesting, you like this, because that's the Triumph version of the Honda.
Yes. Yeah, and that didn't show at all.
No. Indistinguishable from the Honda. No, you wouldn't. I mean, you wouldn't know at any point that was a Honda Ballard.
No, there's no clues at all.
No. What they replaced that car with was an interesting choice, because you remember the Rover, the Rover 200 that everyone and their mum loves. Phil loves them. The code number, the R8.
Oh yeah, the bubble.
No.
Oh no, the earlier one. Yeah. I know. Yeah. The earlier one.
Yeah. So you're there.
Saloon, estate, and coupe.
Yeah. So
Did all. No, yes. I know the one you mean. Yeah.
Which they were absolutely everywhere.
Yeah, they were. They really were absolutely everywhere. Yeah.
Really, I mean, in fairness, not a bad car.
No.
At all. So, and yet, this friend's parents, these cars are plentiful. They'd had the Triumph Acclaim, which was the Honda, basically.
Uh-huh.
But when it came to the car that they replaced it with, they didn't go Rover 200. No. Honda Concerto.
Oh, proper Japanese.
A Rover 200 with a Honda badge, also produced in Longbridge.
Yeah, went the wrong way there, didn't they?
Yeah. I always liked that, because it's they were not car people in the slightest.
Clearly,
not even close. But it's just really interesting that they went that route.
That would, yeah, yeah. That's a strange choice, isn't it?
Yeah, because they had the Triumph, and they go, well, actually, maybe you should have bought the Honda. And then they had
buy the Honda next time. Yeah.
And then when they did just buy the Honda next time, you probably go, I probably just should have bought the Rover, to be honest.
Probably should have just bought the Rover. Because they're built in the same factory. They just put different badges on the front.
Yeah.
It's weird, isn't it? I never really got the whole Rover Honda thing. Well, I did, because it obviously gave them loads of tech that they didn't have otherwise.
They wouldn't have lasted as long as they did if it weren't for Honda, let's face it.
No, not by a long way. But it was pretty shameless, wasn't it? I mean, there was no hiding the fact that they were just rebadging Hondas.
You rebadged it, you fool. Yes. No, we can't call it that. We've used that before.
Yeah, no, that's no good. No.
Oh dear. But yeah, it's. Yeah, it was entertained me, that, because
a Japanese design built in Longbridge.
So I remember commenting to my dad about it. He's like, "Yeah, don't worry, I know, I've noted it."
Yeah, yes, they've
Yeah.
done that a bit wrong.
Yeah, it's nice to know that my dad would judge in as well, so that's good.
Oh yeah, of course. We do a lot of judging in the car world.
We do, and I wish he'd judge a bit more these days, but I don't know. He's fallen out of love with vehicles, I think, in general.
Well, yeah, but I mean, his current choice is not terrible. I mean, it is, but it's not. You know.
Yeah, I mean, considering some of his previous choices, I go, actually, this is good. You've done well.
You've done all right there. Yeah, you can't knock it, really.
No, and he did enjoy a smart car, and I'm not knocking that. The Hyundai Matrix, I will knock that. I'll be honest.
Yeah, I think you can knock that.
Yeah, I mean, fortunately, that's gone, so that's fine. That's not a problem.
Yeah, no, I think you can knock that. I ain't got a problem with that.
No.
Yeah.
Oh dear, how did we end up there?
I'm not sure.
Oh, you saw a Triumph for Claim.
Oh, I saw a Triumph for Claim. That was it. Yeah.
Yeah, we ended up down a rabbit hole, and here we are. Yeah. No, that's fine. That's fine.
It happens. Rabbit holes occur a lot. But no, I enjoyed that, even though it was kind of gassing everything going up this hill. I think
it would have been a smell that you've not smelt in a very long time. So you would have appreciated that.
That's true. It was Britain in the 80s.
Yeah. I tell you, it's a whiff that we don't get.
We don't anymore. No. I did have to resort to my recirculate button.
Oh, once it had got in, you thought, I'll keep that.
I don't want this in there. Yes.
I'm gonna keep hold of that because it's like going back to my youth.
There you go. Yes. Well, I'll really suck it in.
Yeah.
All the nostalgia.
Oh dear. Nostalgia. Well done, you. What a segue. So
unwitting.
I don't want to really wrap it up on the last Triumph ever produced. That was actually a Honda. However, nostalgia. A car that has been confirmed for production.
Oh.
Now, are you excited?
Yeah.
You should be. Because the car that we did mention, we didn't go into huge detail. However, the Hyundai N Vision 74 has been confirmed.
Oh yeah, it has. I want it.
Of course you
do. I do.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You saw that coming.
You know what it looks like.
I know what it looks like. You know what it looks like.
I do. That's why I want one.
It's got from a nerdy point of view as well. It's got a bit of cyberpunk going on as well.
Yes.
Who wouldn't want this? Well done.
Yeah.
Well done.
Fantastic, and it's a Hyundai, so it's going to be built properly.
It's going to be fantastic, and it's based on the Pony Coupe concept.
Yes, the concept that they did a little while ago. Yeah.
And but actually, when we said a little while ago, the Vision 74 is based on the Pony concept car from 74.
Oh, that's right.
So the Pony, I mean, it did come out, and don't get me wrong, it does look very reminiscent of a Pony, but it's actually based directly on the concept of the Pony.
Yeah. I think it's a fabulous looking thing.
That's going to be brilliant, isn't it? Absolutely.
Yeah, I think so.
I mean, it's a really interesting way they're doing it. I mean, it's styled amazingly, but it's a 670 horsepower hydrogen power unit.
Oh, that's naughty, isn't it?
It's an interesting choice, but I mean,
the problem with that is you're not going to be able to fill it anywhere.
Yeah, we discussed that issue, but let's gloss over that.
Yes.
If you buy
one, ever go anywhere, but
if you buy one, just make sure you got one vaguely nearby. But yes, do it now.
Yeah, that's fantastic. We want more of that sort of thing.
We
Yeah,
do want more of that sort of thing. Hyundai have been ballsy enough to produce that, and we've got Skoda umming and ahhing about that glorious fast estate. I mean, come on.
Oh, we want that as well.
We do want that. If Hyundai can do this, surely Skoda can do that piece of piss job, can't they?
Well, you'd have thought so.
But
we need a little bit of sense re-injected into some of these manufacturers.
I've actually, before we wrap it up, we'll touch on that Skoda. I've seen a little teaser from Johnny Smith, that is, and it looked like he was next to that Skoda. I don't know if it was a coincidental Skoda in the same colour. It looked awfully like it. Do you reckon he's going to drive it?
I've seen the same picture, and I certainly hope so.
Because if that gets enough traction, they've got to make it, because they're saying, actually, oh, no, we might not bother.
Oh, no, you've got to. Because there's nothing else like that anymore.
That's amazing. They've got to do it.
Yeah, they've got to do it. I hope he has got a drive of it. Like you say, I've seen the same picture, and it looked awfully like he was sat in front of it. So
yeah,
we need to hope he has driven that, and that they can be convinced to make it, because that would sell. I'm sure it would.
Yeah, it would sell. I mean, BMW have proven it. They say, oh, an M3 Touring is quite a rare car. I see several of them regularly.
Yes.
And we live in a part of the world where glamorous cars aren't a thing.
No. No. Well, there's a few tucked away. But,
there are a few tucked away, but I see those being dailied. And
yes.
with this new M5 Touring coming out, they'll be everywhere.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
There is a market for that Skoda.
Yeah, there is. No question. Yeah, there is. Make it. Just make it.
Yeah. That is something that we need. And I know we joke about trying to get test drives and things, but that's the epitome of cars that we are passionate about.
Yeah, it is. Well, we love a fast estate car, let's be honest.
And that one especially, because it looks so understated and has got a Skoda badge.
Yes, one of the most understated brands.
And I know they've got really good heritage. I know their motorsport history goes way back, but people forget about that.
Yeah, people just remember the Soviet nonsense that they were making in the 70s.
Yeah. Of course they do.
They're still tarred with that brush.
Yeah, they are. But make it and let us have a go in one, please.
Well, I think that's probably enough of that for this week. Check us out on all the various social medias and things. Thank you very much for listening.